Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. 4-0, that's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. Now, today's a very positive day. I mean, everything that I personally wanted from this game, we got. So, I've got no complaints about anyone. Fantastic. I'm really happy. I don't know about you, I hope you are too. Now, before we get into everything, if you are new, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded, and smash the like button. Let's try and get to 7,000 likes. That would be lovely jubbly on the day that we have won 4-0. Now, I had a few things in my preview that I told you about in relation to how I think we should set up the lineup. And I have to say, despite a couple of differences in terms of the lineup, I did mention a couple of names that I wouldn't have mind seeing, and that was Azpilicueta and Jorginho. I did say that I wouldn't be against Azpilicueta starting. I just would have thought Reece James would be the better option. However, Azpilicueta did prove me wrong with that point. He played sublime. And I think it's safe to say we might, and I don't want to sound too optimistic here, but we might have found our best back four. I'm just going to put that out there. The other player was Jorginho. And I was worried that Jorginho, in a game where we knew how Crystal Palace were going to set up, they were going to sit back, they were going to try and play on the counter. It was blatant. Jorginho, I didn't think yesterday would be much use, because there's no long balls to ping. If you've got a crowded, defensive setup by Crystal Palace, well, who are you pinging the ball to? Just a crowd, But, again, he proved me wrong. He played brilliant. Everyone today had a very decent game. Let's go through the lineup and how we set up today. We went with a 4-2-3-1 as predicted. Mendy in goal. Our back four, right back, Azpilicueta. Left back, making his Premier League debut for Chelsea, Ben Chilwell. The centre-back pairing of preferred Thiago Silva and Kurt Zouma. The pivot in midfield of Kante and Jorginho. Number 10 position was Kai Havertz. On the left-hand side, Timo Werner. On the right-hand side, Callum HudsonOdoi. And up front, Tammy Abraham. Now, a couple of things that I just want to mention. Callum HudsonOdoi is not going anywhere. Just to put that out there, I'll be very, very surprised. And today, him starting and his performance and everything that is said around Chelsea Football Club at the moment, there is no indication showing that Callum HudsonOdoi is leaving the club. So you can throw that rumour away. Why Bayern Munich are talking about the player with no respect whatsoever? It's disrespectful to speak about a player that doesn't belong to you. It's so publicly as well. And that's what the manager of Bayern Munich, and I think someone else at the club, I'm not sure, I think there was 2 accounts that spoke about Callum HudsonOdoi blatantly in a press conference. You don't do that. No respect whatsoever. Anyway, Callum not going anywhere. I'll be very surprised if he does. Very, very surprised. But this had the perfect setup. As I said in the preview, it was exactly what I wanted. The back four, near enough, exactly what I wanted. The pivot, Kai Havertz in his number 10 position. Understandably why Werner was playing on the wing, because Pulisic was not going to start the game. So it was obvious that he was going to be playing there. I did say I would have preferred Olivier Giroud up front. But when you look in hindsight of how Tammy Abraham played today, it wasn't a bad performance. There were a couple of sticky moments, but it wasn't a bad performance. One thing I want to say about Tammy Abraham, though. When we get to the last goal, the penalty, the second penalty, and Tammy Abraham was so adamant that he wanted to take it, I don't want to make a big deal out of it because it's not a big deal, but discipline is discipline. And there was absolutely no need for Tammy to react the way he did. He shouldn't. He really shouldn't. There is a pecking order. There is a penalty taker, a vice penalty taker, and then there's a list, right? If you are not the penalty taker and the penalty taker's on the pitch, you're not taking the penalty unless if Lampard says so. So you have to be professional. Don't make a scene in front of all the cameras in the world, over a penalty. You're freeing it up. I mean, I understand and I admire his ambition and he wants to get on the score sheet, but handle it professionally. If it's a no, you deal with it. You're not you're not the main penalty taker. Simple as that. But anyway, it's not a big deal. Lampard did reassure everyone that it has been dealt with in the dressing room. So I'm sure Tammy got a telling off, and I hope he improves his discipline in regards to that. But we got to talk about some individual performances here overall. I mean, let's start with the back four. Actually, let's start with the goalkeeper, Edouard Mendy. I enjoyed the way that he ate his packet of crisps in the 56th minute, and I enjoy the way that he drank his tea in the 65th minute, because he done nothing to say. What an easy debut for Edouard Mendy. I mean, flipping hell. Fair play. He pulled up a couple of really good saves, so fair play to Edouard Mendy for that. But he had an easy day at the office. And he helped himself. Because any opportunity that Crystal Palace had, even if it was a few of them, Edouard Mendy had complete control and complete command of the situation. So it's nice to have a goalkeeper that you feel safe with, and not just that, our defensive line. I mean, this back four today was superb. As a team, collectively, defensively, we were fantastic. I told you yesterday in the preview, I was worried about some of the attacking plays of Crystal Palace, like Zaha and Eze and Ayew and Townsend with his pace, and you think they are going to get through. They are going to have chances. Palace didn't look weak today because they done nothing. They looked weak today because we stopped them. Our system today and the way we were set up, defensively, they could not get through. Simple. And we had complete control of the game defensively. So, very good performance from our entire back four. Zouma and Thiago Silva. I told you, this is why these two need to be together. It's obvious. It's so obvious. And, just both of them, as a centre-back pairing, they just look so fluent. Nothing was getting in between them. And that's so good to see. Plus, fair play to Kurt Zouma, because he had a couple of chances in the air and he hit them wide. And then the final one, he managed to stick into the net with a fantastic crossing from Ben Chilwell. Kurt Zouma, boom, into the top corner. Bob's your uncle, thank you very much. That was the second goal. Honestly, very, very happy. And we talk about, for me, man of the match, making his debut for Chelsea in the Premier League, Ben Chilwell. What a performance. He done everything perfect. Everything was perfect. Again, just like Mendy, I feel so safe. Chilwell, I feel so safe. It's so nice having a left back that you can just trust and you don't need to worry. You don't even need to focus on it. He's got it covered. And I trust him. Chilwell today was fantastic. His tackles, his positioning, his confidence was superb. Especially after him getting the goal where he smashed it into the net. Poor Guaita, he could not see the ball. Anyway, he sees the ball there. Next thing you know, it's in the net and he didn't move. Chilwell smashed it into the net. Fantastic. And for him to get into that position in the first place, being so offensive, and then having the energy and the speed to get back in time and contribute defensively. We saw the chest that he gave to Mendy with attackers right there. It wasn't like we weren't under pressure, but he had full confidence in himself and his goalkeeper. And Mendy done exactly what he had to do. And there's just a nice safety net. It's just safe. It's nice. So fair play to Ben Chilwell today. Man of the match. Got an assist as well, as I said, with the Kurt Zouma goal. So fair play. Kante, Jorginho. They looked so reassuring. And as I said, I was worried about Jorginho. But today, he looked so fluent. And even with pressure in midfield, Crystal Palace did set up, especially in the first half, to try and pack the midfield. But Kante and Jorginho were moving constantly, especially in the second half, because the first half, the movement was there, but just not as much as needed. And that was the whole team, to be honest. But the second half, we looked more energetic, we looked faster, and there was more urgency. And Kante and Jorginho were much more urgent in the second half. So fair play to them. They were fantastic. Kante with his interceptions and winning the ball back and doing what he does best. And Jorginho, not just sideways, but this time he was looking forward. And I was so happy at the fact he was looking forward and passing forward and contributing and trying to ping those through balls like he did for Tammy Abraham, where Tammy should have just gone for the shot straight away, and that was very unlucky. But fair play to both of them in midfield. They've proven a point today as to maybe they can work together, Kante, Jorginho. Maybe that is something to go with. Now, I know we are still going to go in for a defensive midfielder, with a few days left in the window, we'll see what happens. But if we're left with Kante and Jorginho with Kovacic as rotation, fair play. I'm all for that. No problem. Now, Kai Havertz today, some are going to say he started a bit slow. I can somewhat agree with that. But when he got into the game, you just saw how fluent and elegant he can be and how much of a contributor he is in linking Jorginho and Kante with the striker. And even linking up with Werner and HudsonOdoi specifically. Kai Havertz, give him time. When he gets into this role, I can't wait to see what he's going to do. I'm so excited to see what Kai Havertz is going to develop into. He looks so cool-blooded and composed on the ball, even in tight spaces and loads of pressure coming onto him where he's got 2-3 men, he still finds a way out. It's fantastic. It's amazing. And the way he can dribble, he's the one that looks forward a lot. There's no going back with Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz is always, let's try and get on the attack and let's do something. And I love that. It's fantastic. And it's the difference that I said yesterday in the preview when playing him in the number 10 compared to Mason Mount in the number 10. Mason Mount should not be in the number 10. That's just how it is. And yeah, today we saw what Kai Havertz could do. Fantastic. Now, I want to give a shout out to Timo Werner, who played on the left and was interchanging with Callum HudsonOdoi. But Timo Werner today, I thought, was decent. He was good. He didn't make any mistakes, and he's not in his preferred position. We have to wait until Pulisic comes back, which he is now. He's back. But when he does come back and we can stick Timo Werner up front, that's when we can start looking at Timo and what he's going to do. A lot are criticising him, or not a lot, some, fantasy, Premier League, fantasy football people anyway. I'm not playing fantasy football this year, so I wouldn't know. But they're peed off with Werner because he's not scoring. Well, he's not playing up front, is he? Give it time. Give it time. When he does end up front, you'll see what he can do. Now, Callum HudsonOdoi, because he was the focus of attention today in regards to the Bayern Munich rumours, but I'm very happy with him. Very happy with him. The first half, I could see that he was playing it safe a lot. He was constantly trying to go back, constantly playing the safe pass, not taking the man on. The one-on-ones weren't really there. But the second half, just running past, crossing the box, running past, crossing the box, combination with Kai Havertz, 1-2s, making the movement, crossing the box, moving past defenders. It was fantastic. Callum HudsonOdoi is slowly getting into the rhythm. And again, just like Havertz, I can't wait to see what HudsonOdoi can do. Now, he's going to have competition with Ziyech when Ziyech comes back, but I have faith that HudsonOdoi will be utilised as a big part of this squad because we are competing on 3 fronts, not 4, because we got knocked out of the Carabao Cup, but we're playing on 3 fronts. HudsonOdoi will be involved, especially with the hectic schedule. The Champions League schedule is coming in, and there's going to be loads of games so close to each other. We need rotation, so HudsonOdoi is going to play a big part, and if he plays like he did today, I'm more than happy. Fantastic. Tammy Abraham, overall a good performance, not his best. Had chances where he could have buried. Did win the penalty, so fair play. It was a cheeky, soft penalty, I'm not going to lie. He did get touched, but it wasn't one where you just tumble to the ground, and he did. He played it clever. He won the penalty, so fair play. You got to do what you got to do sometimes. But, Tammy Abraham, except for the penalty scenario where he was complaining about not taking a penalty, I thought he was decent. So, fair play to Tammy. There was no substitutions up until the 83rd minute. We saw Pulisic come on. We saw Kovacic come on. Very little cameos. Someone made a very good point yesterday as to why Pulisic didn't start this game and why Ziyech hasn't been rushed back early. Because internationals coming up next. And fair play, it's a good point. If they did both play today, their international managers would be like, okay, you're coming. And I reckon Frank Lampard doesn't want that. Ziyech has been called up. Pulisic, I'm not so sure if he's been called up. But at the moment, I don't think they're going to play, which is good because it means more recovery and it means more fitness training. So then they get back to Chelsea after the international break. So it might have been a bit tactical and it's worked out because we won 4-0. The penalties from Jorginho finished very well. But overall today, look, here's what I take from the game. Very comfortable goalkeeper. I think we found our back 4. Kai Havertz in the number 10 position. Pulisic made his return. We just got to stick Timo Werner up front now and wait for the return of Ziyech. And then we've got a full house. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. That's all. I'm very excited. very, very buzzing to see how this is going to evolve. We saw, again, fantastic performances from our centre-back pairing, from Chilwell, from our pivots, from our wingers, from Kai Havertz, from everyone. It was fantastic. A top performance. We got into our game. We got into more confidence. We need that confidence. We looked a lot more urgent in the second half. We had a bit more pace to our game. We looked, just much more dominant. And if we can start taking that into a run of form and start racking up some wins, who knows what's going to happen this season. Maybe my prediction that I made in my Premier League predictions video might end up coming true. I'm not going to rush too much. You never know, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, let me know what you thought in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought about our individual performances, our goals, how we set up. Are you happy with the lineup? Are you happy with the back four, our centre-back pairing? You know, is this a good template to take in who should be starting from now on as our first choice 11? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button. Let's try and get to 7,000 likes. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your support, and I will see all of you really soon. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. Look after yourselves. Take care, and peace.